The Saucony Endorphin Pro 2's, the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2's. Which one is the best? I've compared both of these directly, so keep watching to see which one comes on top. Before we begin, if you're new here, my name's Scott and I make running content, and I'm going to go through the basics of these trainers now. But firstly, why are we comparing both of these? Well, these are both the premium trainers that both these companies have to offer. So they're both carbon plated, race day design trainers. So we have the Saucony Endorphin Pro 2's, and these are the top range product that Saucony can offer. And then the Vaporflies for Nike. These, along with the Alpha Flies, you could argue, are the two best trainers that Nike can offer as well. So let's go through some basics of these trainers first and just rank them point by point. So let's start with price. So the Sauconys come in at £190, which you can get directly from the website. So with being premium trainers, it is going to be a lot of money to purchase these. However, the Nikes come in at £225 currently on the website. So that is a point to Saucony. They do come in at around £35 cheaper, so that is a saving compared to the Nikes. And next, let's look at the colorway for both these trainers. So I'm just going to pop them up on the screen now. We'll start with the Sauconys. They do come in a few range of colors. There are particular styles I do like, and personally I really like the ones I have now, which remind me of David Bowie a bit, with the line across the face almost, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I really like the design of the current ones I have, especially in the white. If we take a look next at the Nike Vaporfly styles, and they have added quite a few onto them since they first released this trainer. So you've got a whole range of colorways to choose from. And if I had to score them, even though I do love the style of the Saucony one I do have currently, I just feel the Nike Vaporflies have a much more range of styles available. So I would give a point to the Nike Vaporflies in terms of colorways available. But that's just the basics. We're really here to test the performance, and that's all that matters. So I've taken both these trainers on an identical run, and I'm going to talk you through that now and how it went and the results. Okay, so what you can see here is a visual representation of the EC10K race. So this was the first one done in the Nike Vaporflies, which was back in August 2021. And you can see me running around the map here. EC10K is a road race, so it's all road and tarmac, no trail at all. And it is predominantly flat as well, a very flat route, just one hill around 2 miles in to worry about. You can see just by the rocket there that my quickest time was my last mile. And I completed this in 41 minutes 54 seconds. So that was my PB at the time for my 10K back in August 2021. Moving on now to the second EC10K race, and this one was done in March 2022, so not too long ago, and it's about a 7-month gap between the two races. And you can see from the photos I am doing this in the Saucony Endorphin Pro 2's, so this is a direct comparison between the two trainers. Difference here was my quickest mile was my first, but I did keep a steady pace throughout the whole run still. Again, identical conditions. Though this was in March compared to August, I would say the weather conditions were very similar as well, both in the morning, both very good temperatures I'd say for the race itself. And believe it or not, this race with the Sauconys was done in 41 minutes 54 seconds as well. So identical times there for the identical race. So yes, identical time on both. I couldn't believe it. To the nearest second on the same race, these were identical. So I can't stop there. I had to do another comparison because there was nothing between them in that race. So I did a 5-mile time trial. So this was a time trial conducted by my running club. So on the first time trial, the 5-miler, I did this in the Vaporflies, and I achieved a pace of 703 miles per minute. And I'll do the conversion on that into kilometers as well. And then I did the same 5 mile time trial in the Saucony Endorphin Pros, and that achieved an average pace of 6:55. So I was quicker in these Sauconys compared to the Vaporflies. Now, again, there was hardly any difference between these two, and you could put that onto perhaps external factors. These were done on separate days, but the Sauconys, I guess, in that test do win the performance. But I have to say, on both the Eastleigh 10K race and the time trial race, the Vaporflies did feel better, just felt like a better run. Both of them were negative split times compared to the Sauconys, which were positive split times, which has more to do with me as a runner, you could say, but it just felt better running in the Vaporflies. So in terms of performance, the Sauconys do win in that time trial test, but as I say, on a personal feel basis, I just preferred running in these, and considering there's hardly anything between the 2's, I would opt for these as my personal preference on race day. Okay, conclusion and final thoughts. So, having compared these two directly, having gone through the basics at the beginning of the video, and considering everything, I really consider nothing between these two trainers. There's hardly anything between the two. And considering the Sauconys do come in at £35 cheaper currently, I would say that probably edges it in terms of your pick. Saying that, as I alluded to, I have preferred running in the Vaporflies on race days. It just felt better, it felt like it conserved more energy, even if that's all in my head because the times are comparably almost identical. Both races in the Eastleigh 10K and the time trial felt better. So going forward, will choose these for race days and perhaps use my Sauconys for more high tempo speed work. But I would say compare both online. If there's a deal on at a particular time where one is a lot cheaper than the other, I would choose that. But if you are inclined to just try and save a bit more money, I would choose the Sauconys. If you can find a colorway that you quite like, just go for it and just save yourself 30 odd quid. But if you do want my personal opinion, if you in theory both the exact same price, I would lean towards the Vaporflies. There's something special about them. There's a reason these are so highly regarded in the running community by elite runners. So those are my thoughts. It'd be really interesting to know what your thoughts are if you own a pair of these or considering a pair of these. And I'm considering doing a full review on the Sauconys. I've done one on the Vaporflies already, so it will just complement this video well. So let me know if you're interested in seeing a full review in these, and I'll see what I can do. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've learned something. If there's something I didn't cover about either of these trainers, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to give a thumbs up. It always helps. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one if you'll be joining me. Take care.